Hi, Carl.
What's going on, bro?
Not much. Haven't seen you in a while. Everything good?
Yeah, pretty good, bro.
Last time we were here, we talked to Billy Corben.
Billy Corben, the opposite of boo.
Oh my God, I got hiccups already.
Not again.
I got the hiccups, which means it's going to be another fine OpieRadio podcast. Boo, 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 boo. I was just on the Facebook group with the Pod Squad,
Oh, really?
and they think we're overdoing the boo thing.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
I
you
have
know
one
what that
thing to
means.
say that.
Boo! That's right. I got to find the list. Maybe, Mikey, you can find it on the Facebook group. But basically, we're thinking of renaming the podcast. And those bastards at OpieRadio Podcast, the Facebook group, they've come up with some fine names that this podcast could turn into. So I'm actually scrolling down in the Facebook group right now trying to find it. Oh, I just look at this one that someone posted. Read that.
Ever wonder why Al Bundy sold shoes?
See, because it's a girl at a shoe store showing her snatch.
Girl's got a nice pictures, man.
That's very nice, right? I know it's a little it's a little young for you, Carl.
She's like 40. Boo. You don't have grandkids. Keep it moving.
Carl wants your pussy to smell like an old tackle box.
If your kid can't pick me up from the train station, I want nothing to do with you.
Yeah, how many girls are showing their snatches or getting their shoes?
I get. Well, I thought you meant on my DMs. I get about 5 a week.
I'm not talking about your DMs. This person is assuming that people that have to deal with your smelly feet as you're getting, your walking shoes,
But people
are
like to-
showing your snatch to the guy at the shoe store.
A lot.
I would say one in 1,000. I say that's a once, maybe twice a year thing, tops.
That's enough for me to get that job.
You think?
That's goals, bro. That's nice.
You would deal with people's shitty, smelly,
And
distorted feet just because every once in a while someone's going to show you a snatch?
And the guy's probably making $100 a day.
A hunch?
Sometimes I spend 3 hunch
Yeah.
and about 12 vodkas to go suck the same girl's toe 3 hours later for free.
I think you got to deal with too many ugly feet just to get the money shot.
There's no such thing as ugly feet.
I don't know about that, man, but what are you going to do? I'm trying to find the list because they want to rename this podcast. Well, we suggested it, and then they went with it. They took the ball and ran with it on the Facebook
Nice.
group. But there's a lot of activity on the Facebook group, so I can't find it off the cuff like this. So maybe later in the podcast we'll do that. All right.
All right.
But
That
last
was
time
awesome.
last time we were here, well, I mean, I could scroll.
Killing it.
Killing it.
Killing it.
#1 podcast in America.
Killed it.
Actually, you're not even on any of the lists right now.
Yeah, man. I listen to wrestling stuff.
I'm going to say we're the #1 podcast in America. Can you start
cares?
spreading the word for us? No, I don't care. I just want to bother people. I just want to bother everybody. Yeah, I'm still scrolling, man. People
I ate too many hot dogs.
You ate too many hot dogs?
I brought hot dogs for you guys, and you guys didn't eat them, so I crushed it.
Hard pass on the hot dogs. Can I tell
Just
you?
for the record,
Yeah.
Opie and Mike did not take the hot dogs I offered them.
No.
Just for the record.
I'll tell you why. You want to know why? So winter's over.
Boo!
Oh, God. One of these days. Great.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Winter's now over, right?
You want a beach body?
I do want a beach body.
Nice.
I want a beach body because I'm older now with just a little flab.
Well,
That's
you're
not
there. You're right there.
No, that's what I'm getting at.
Target acquired. Crushed it.
Crushed it. No, that's what I'm getting at. So you offer the hot dogs, and I was just in the bathroom here at Westwood 1, and I gained a few pounds during the winter that I will certainly lose when I do a few loops in Central Park with my bike.
Do you wear the Obama jeans with the Obama helmet?
No, I don't wear the Obama jeans with the helmet.
Do people confuse you for the old Secretary of State? What was his name?
John Kerry?
Yeah. Like, look, Ma, John Kerry's in the park.
Everyone was like, "Can you believe John Kerry crashed his bike?" I'm like, "Have you seen the size of his head?" Of course. It was a miracle he stayed on the bike as long as he did before he toppled over.
Dude, he looks like Frankenstein for real.
Yes, he does.
Hey,
Oh, great. Oh, that's just wonderful.
fucking, you both got Zika now.
I can only imagine when you're sneezing out of your nose.
What
there,
is that? Is
Carl
that
Ruiz.
onions or blood?
Oh, that's great. Anyway, so
Yeah, blood.
oh, that's good.
the dry
boy.
heat.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's the dry heat. All right.
those are
That's
onions from
Blame
the
it on the dry
Hotdogs.
heat. Okay. Anyway,
You're talking to me like you talked to MikeBocchetti. Oh, said something funny. Thank you. That was one of my favorite episodes. You know, I laugh from the top to the bottom on that thing.
I kind of blew that one. I got it. I got to admit, I should have edited it a little better.
Oh, no, it was awesome the
I
way
should
it
have
worked.
edited it a little better.
It was just annoyed Opie. Oh, that's a good one.
well, I was wandering
For
around.
someone that's a fan of your comedy, I fucking enjoyed
Oh,
the
thank
fuck
you.
out of it.
It's a bit on the dry side at times, my comedy. But the problem with the Mike Becchetti episode, it took forever to get anywhere. We
Like
were
walking?
lumbering everywhere, and
Well, the guy just had 3 heart attacks.
I
You
understand
had to
that.
cut the guy a break. You power walk.
I slowed way down for him, and I don't like editing this podcast. Every once in a while, we'll edit this or that to maybe make it move a little bit, but in general, we try not to.
Right.
And on that one, I probably should have added a little bit, to be honest with you, and made it one big episode instead of 2 episodes. I'm a little inside baseball, but we're going to do that episode again. But we're going to go to another museum because he says he's a painting expert. He knows painters.
Like what? Like not getting the white paint on the trim?
Exactly.
He puts down a good tarps.
So, so anyway, I will do my.
I love you, Mike, by the way.
Oh, we love Mike Bishop. He knows. He knows.
a cool dude.
He knows I love him, and that's all that matters. We hugged it out after that podcast, big time. Because I just assumed it was going to be the last time I saw him.
Oh, Jesus Christ, though. I'm not. I was. You burp up my hot dog.
No, because, I'm busy. He's
said your
busy.
goodbyes?
No,
Did you make a sign of a cross with your thumb on his forehead, like last rites priest? Did you say "Go with the Lord" when he walked away?
all of a sudden, I realized I had to go one way, and he needed to get to a Subway another block away, block and a half.
Oh, you're not doing that. I know.
And I was thinking to myself, I started looking around hoping I could find a dolly. And I figured
Jesus.
I wouldn't feel guilty if I could at least get him to the top of the Subway stairs.
right. So,
Because
a dolly.
Because he lumbers. He's a little bit on the slow side, man.
Well, he's had his health.
Yeah, he's doing better, though.
I know people that have gone through what he's gonna do half of what he does.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So he's a tough guy, man.
No, he's an animal. In the end, he's an animal.
He's an animal.
So I will do my loops in the park with my bike. I don't do the city bike.
Right.
Because, man, I would be one of those guys that throws it in the river. No problem.
I love that. I love people throwing him in the river.
Oh, I probably think about that once a day.
So I was.
It just pops up because when you're around New York City, every time I see a city bike now, I'm laughing, wondering if that person is also going to throw their city bike in the Hudson River.
take it swimming.
Right.
The best is I was. There's a new development here which is billions of dollars called Hudson Yards.
Yes.
So for anybody that doesn't know what Hudson Yards is, it's a giant mall.
Yeah.
And I went there across the street from Hudson Yards on 29th Street. There's a bar called Billy West's.
Right.
And it's one of the oldest dive bars where the bartender is an expert at movies. He's an
Right.
old gay bartender, tough as shit.
Right.
Old merchant marine guy, but he's fucking flamer. Awesome dude, right? So he just sits there with a bunch of guys and they argue about movies and they rate them all fucking day. I've been going there since my ID said I was 21 when I was 15. You know what I mean? So it's famous, $8, you get a shot and a beer. You could, I could be there with that budget literally indefinitely.
Right.
You know what I mean? For the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in Billy West, and it's a freestanding building full of graffiti. They haven't touched a thing. There's always someone on heroin passed out in the girls' bathroom. Like someone's like, "Get him out, Craig! Get fucking Craig out of the bathroom!" So you have to help get Craig out again. You know what I mean? We sit him by the pool table.
Everyone's named Craig in this place.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking across the street at this thing, this eyesore of a fucking. It's unbelievable. It's rich people segregation. It's just a bunch of rich people,
Right.
in this building. Like, why would you come to Manhattan?
Right.
To go to Bed Bath and Beyond or some shit or some.
Right.
It doesn't make sense, and it's so funny. You could tell it.
Wait, I don't even know what it is. It's a big outdoor.
It's called
mall?
Hudson Yards. It's an indoor mall with escalators and everything.
Like old school?
Yes!
Like we're still living in
Yes!
2000?
So what happens is.
No one goes to malls.
So here's what's funny, and it's got high-end restaurants in it and everything.
Yeah.
So this is one of the places that Anthony Bourdain was going to do the food court, and he failed
remember,
at it.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
That's why he
it
killed himself.
doesn't matter. No, it wasn't. He didn't kill himself because he didn't get the food court done. No, he killed himself because of that check.
Oh.
Same thing. So anyway,
I love Anthony Bourdain.
he's dead now. It doesn't matter.
And he would have laughed at that.
No, he doesn't. He didn't laugh at a lot of shit.
I got him to laugh a lot.
Did you really?
Yeah, because everyone, when I first talked to Anthony Bourdain on my old radio show, they're like, "Oh boy, this isn't going to be good because of our personalities."
Right. Oh, that's right. Maybe you guys are the same.
But you know what I'm saying? Like he's a bit.
Are you going to kill yourself too?
I thought about it. See, I told you.
I told you he's unstable. You heard me, my 2 followers? I'm preaching here on Twitter.
I think everyone has thought about it.
I never thought about killing myself. I'm having the time of my life.
Oh, I'm the only one?
I thought of killing other people. Like I was married. I'm like, I want you to get hit by a train, but I didn't want to go.
Oh, I'm the only one? Oh,
I
anyway.
remember when my ex-wife would call me. She's like, "Oh, the flight's at 3." I'm like, "Turn on the news, please. Be a fiery wreck somewhere, please,
Yeah.
please."
But everyone assumed when they brought Anthony Bourdain in that it was going to be one and done. They're like, your personalities, there's no fucking way this is going to work.
Right.
He's a bit, intense. You're a bit intense at times, right?
Right.
We hit it off. We had a great time, and he came back every single time he could.
That's awesome.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved hearing his stories, and he was a funny dude, too, man. That was a major loss. But anyway, so he was going to do a food court.
Yeah, and then he decided he didn't. He didn't.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to do it, or I don't know what the hell. Well, I do know, but it's not. That's water under the bridge. But what happened was all these deals for Hudson Yards, which is this giant mall, were made 10 years ago. And 10 years ago, retail was still doing what it had to do, right? So by the time they built this thing, delay after delay after delay, retail's gone.
Of course it is.
So I'm walking through this mall, and it's packed full of tire kickers, right? So you have Piaget, you have Mont Blanc, you have all these beautiful stores, empty. But the hallways of the mall are packed.
Because it's the place to be right now.
Just walking around.
But it doesn't mean you're going to pull out your credit card.
Nobody's in the stores.
Right.
So then I go and I start looking. The food court and the restaurants must be 50% of the thing. So I guess they just kept taking over more retail space because I can imagine at least from what I counted, 12 retailers pulled out.
Yeah, I would imagine.
And now it's just like full-blown restaurants like inside this mall.
Right.
But you're completely isolated from one of the coolest cities in the country. It doesn't make sense. Like, and it's just a bunch of rich people in these, and it just broke my heart.
Let me ask you this: that steel structure.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Well, but as a New Yorker, and as a guy, and you live.
Is it called the Oculus, right?
The Oculus? Is it?
No, that's the Oculus is at the World Trade Center.
Oh, but
this is called something. It looks like a giant shawarma.
Well, but that's what I'm getting at. You said World Trade Center. So being a New Yorker, we all lived through 9/11, right? That thing looks like what the Twin Towers looked like after the planes hit and what was left.
It's so funny.
Why would you build something like that in New York?
And they have this.
It brought me right back to 9/11. Like, this is kind of awkward because this was pretty much what was left after those buildings came down.
It's crazy. And
it looks like steel scaffolding that's kind of twisted almost into like a pretzel.
Right. So they have this thing where it has like, I don't know how many thousands of stairs. And it's basically, when I got there, it's this giant shawarma where you climb up and down. What's the name of the thing, Mikey? What's the name of it? So you climb up and down this thing, and that's all you do.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this thing, and I'm like, all right, We need a giant flaming meteor chased by 600 dragons, and fucking, we got to get out of this out of this world. We are bored to death. Right? We're fucking bored to death. And I'm watching these people. There's a security guard with a line. They're only letting certain people at amount of time. And there's a line down the street for these people to go up and down these stairs.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just sitting there. So I go on my phone and I Google it. You know how much it costs to build it? $200 million.
That thing?
That thing is $200
Just
million.
that thing. Not
Just that thing.
Not the whole Hudson Yards. Just this...
whatever that thing is.
This
that and a little
structure that truly looks like something that was left over after 9/11.
And it's completely open. That means when it snows, it's going to close. When it's rain, it's going to close.
No way was that $200 million.
I'm telling you.
And by the way,
Joey, bang it out.
Okay, Carl, I'll bang it out. That thing is called the Vessel, and it did cost $200 million. In fact, the Hudson Yard project is in the billions.
Hey, what happened?
And by the way, you nailed it, because how everyone's talking about why is everyone online hating and trying to get people in trouble and discussing language and all that. You nailed it. It's because we're all bored.
It's bored.
And we have nothing better to do, so why not pick up your phone and try to get someone in trouble?
Yeah, just
why
drum up something.
Or why not throw some of your hate at somebody, because you simply have run out of things to do with your life. I really believe it has a lot to do with boredom. We're bored shitless.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. It's just a boring. Things are just boring.
Yeah.
You know, either you're having fun or like you're climbing mountains like that fucking weirdo, or you're
Free
doing,
solo?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're doing something like that, or you're like someone like when Billy Corben was here.
Yeah.
Remember, like you could see the excitement in his voice, right? That guy lives. He goes out.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Like when you saw us talking, we clicked. Like the deuce and this and that, and we're in North Miami eating sandwiches. We're in South Beach doing this, but most people,
by the way,
just live on a computer.
Yeah. People loved the Billy Corben episode. That was
great, man.
That was a lot of fun. I learned a lot
guy.
about Miami and you Cubans.
Use Cubans. What's up, bro?
Oh, I trust you a lot less after that episode. Oh boy, do I trust you less.
Oh no.
But anyway, let me get back to why I didn't have your hot dogs. So I went into the Westwood One bathroom. We're now in the lounge, doing our podcast, and I started washing my hands, and I looked in the mirror like we all do, right? And I'm noticing that my head is getting a little too big, and my eyes are getting a little too small, and I need to lose some weight to balance it out again.
Oh God, Opie, what the fucking? How neurotic are you?
It's not that I'm neurotic, but I'm also aware enough to realize that I have small eyes to begin with, so
Right.
I can't afford to gain weight in my head.
Small eyes were good though, like the way you grew up with all the making cement and the dust and stuff. You could still see.
That's
If
why
you had big eyes, you would have got jammed up.
they used to say I had Chinese eyes.
Did you ever get pink
When I was
eye
growing
from
up.
oral sex?
Pink eye from oral sex.
Yeah.
I've had pink eye, but how would you know if it's from oral sex?
I don't know, because I was just remembering one day I had oral sex and then I had pink eye the next day.
Well, that means you were fooling around with the butthole, right?
Nah, Greg, I think he had his face by a squirter.
Isn't pink eye basically? I laugh when I see people walking around with pink eye because I'm like, you
got poop on your face.
You got poop in your eye.
Someone pooped in your eye, brat.
That's what I think right away.
Oh, just asking.
You got a little poop on your finger when you got an itchy eye. That's how that starts.
Hot dogs bloat the shit out of you the minute you eat them.
Yeah, well, and I didn't want my face to be a little more bloated with my tiny eyes.
And you couldn't see all your notes.
Because my tiny eyes now starting to look like they're getting closer together, but it's the illusion that my head's getting a little big. So, but I'll take care of all
Start looking
that.
at like the tray dryer at Burger King.
Right. I'll take care of all that.
Look like a cyclops.
With a few loops in Central Park, and I dress like a scumbag. We went over that already.
But all expensive shit, but it's just very...
baggy sweats with...
Like, what color is that? Is that brown?
What's wrong?
It's... Honestly.
I'm not here...
That's the color of dirt.
I'm not here for fashion. I like earth tones.
Why, though, Ope?
I just like earth tones.
But why do you have to look like you're hiding from everybody in the woods? Like, And the shoes, the Merrills, bro, please.
No, they're ready to go. These are my winter Merrills.
They're ready to go.
I'm ready to break out my spring Merrills.
Which are going to look exactly like those. Exactly. I love you, man.
You don't live in New York City. When you're in New York City, you put a lot of miles on, so you got to get a good hiking shoe to hit these streets.
But you walk to the subway, you dick. To hit these streets. He lives a block from the park, a block from the subway. I'll hit these streets.
Look, man. Look at look.
Jesus.
Worn out on the bottom, right?
See, but they're always on the bottom. You're such a shuffler. Like, they're perfect in the front.
Oh, I scrape.
Yeah, you walk like you got clown shoes on.
I scrape.
You're a scraper.
Anyway, we're here, and we're podcasting, and I didn't forget, man. We got to talk about the bagel slice.
The St. Louis style bagel slice.
Why is it called the St. Louis style bagel slice?
So this is what happens when things like bagels leave a place like New York and end up in Middle America. Shit like this happens. Like, what happens is everyone knows you're supposed to slice a bagel lengthwise.
Yeah.
And then put the topping inside of it and you close it.
They
Because
figured that out a long time ago. Don't mess with
they figured it out roughly about 1,000 years ago.
Don't mess with the recipe.
No.
Someone tried out all the other ways a long time ago.
So
They said, we just slice it, put a little, what is it called? Schmear? Schmear. Put a little schmear on it.
So somewhere in St. Louis, some bird brain got the idea to slice it horizontally.
Right.
So that they look like little bagel chips.
Right.
So it's all the outside with none of the crust.
Right.
And then they put the schmear on it. And they think they're the smartest fucking people in the world, these mouth breathers.
Right.
But it doesn't, it's not a bread like a loaf. It's imagine, every other bread has a different cooking method than bagels. What people don't understand is a bagel, you make the dough. You make it a circle, or you make it a bagel, you know, with the hole in the middle, because what you're doing is you're stretching out almost like a baguette, and then you're closing it. So think about one part of a pretzel, right? So one of the eyelets of a pretzel. That's what a bagel is, right?
That's all it is.
You let it rise a little bit, and then you throw it in boiling water. People don't understand. You cook a bagel in water first, and then you put it in the oven. So it has a very particular cooking method so that you get that gold crunch on the outside and still that moist, chewy, super dense on the inside.
Yeah.
Once you slice it horizontally, you're not going to taste anything.
Game over.
Game over.
Right.
So these dopes in St. Louis are just like, wow, we do it our way.
Right.
But that's like, you do it your way. What do you sit on the wing of the fucking plane? You're fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people think doing it, I do it, well, that's the way that I like it. But they don't understand, like, all right, that's the way that you like it, but that doesn't, you're not experiencing the way it's designed. Go eat a fucking piece of bread then. Go eat a piece of Wonder Bread.
I got a different angle on this.
Go ahead.
We're talking about it. Yeah. Somebody was looking for a little talk for their bagel place.
No, this was
no.
This is how it started. Some guy.
Wait, are they all doing it in St. Louis or just?
No, some guy was in St. Louis. Some guy from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Was working in Washington, D.C., another shit town.
Yeah.
Right? And went to Panera Bread in
Okay.
D.C. to get bagels. So that, this guy is St. Louis through and through because he thinks Panera Bread makes bagels.
Right.
And sliced them and took a picture and posted it and saying, showing all these D.C. guys the awesome St. Louis bagel style. And
He made it up?
no, he's from St. Louis. He's working in D.C. He went to Panera Bread to show his coworkers
I got
how
you.
they do it in St. Louis. And the internet instantly. The Food Network tweeted it. Like, what the hell are you doing? And the Food Network doesn't like to get involved in anything.
No, they stay out of it.
I mean, that's why they don't even talk to me. I'm in the office. I'm like, what's up, Food Network? They're like, new phone. Who this?
Who this?
Who this?
Who this, bro?
Oh, you're a guy's friend. All right, yeah, you go over there.
Who's this, bro?
So, so it's just the most unreasonable thing I've ever seen.
So
in my
there's
life.
more than one place in St. Louis cutting it that way?
So then, like on the internet, I'm watching, and people are like, "Oh, well, that's not the way that we do it.
Yeah.
That's just a couple places.
Yeah.
But St. Louis got caught flat-footed. They didn't know that the whole country was going to go nuts on them, and now they're trying to walk it back.
I enjoy a good bagel chip.
You like the what?
The bagel chips, where they take a bagel and they slice it really thin.
Yeah, that's fine, but
And then-
but it's baked. It's baked all the way.
See how fast I get this?
Now you think you're sick because of.
10 minutes ago, you sneezed, and that's how fast. Now I'm sick.
This isn't St. Louis's only problem.
Okay.
They have a sandwich called the St. Paul sandwich. I didn't know how to describe it. I had it once. I was in St. Louis and someone's like, bro, you gotta try the St. Paul, bro. It's fucking rocks. And I'm like, all right, asshole. The sandwich consists of egg foo young. They make it into a patty made with mung bean sprouts, served with dill pickle, white onion, mayonnaise, lettuce, and tomato between 2 slices of white bread. Please look. This is their city sandwich.
That looks awful. That looks like
Food bums.
I was gonna say that.
The whole place eats like they're an orphanage. The whole fucking town.
That looks like,
and they got great barbecue.
That looks like homeless duties.
Yeah, and people are like,
between two
so imagine someone
pieces
took
of
me
white
this.
bread.
They're like this. I looked at this guy. Said, "We just drove 20 minutes and they shot at our Uber 340 times."
Yeah.
I said, "What is this, bro? It's the St. Paul." Come on, chef. It's the St. Paul sandwich. And I take it apart. I'm like, why does it taste like old Chinese food? It tastes like old burnt Chinese food.
Really?
And with mayonnaise and onions all over. So it's mayonnaise on top of soy sauce on top of it.
That would get my stomach gurgling.
Opie, you know me. I eat anything. Anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, this sandwich is officially fucking boo. It was awful, bro.
Over the weekend, I skunked out my whole family in the car.
What'd you do?
And then they're getting mad at me because I'm opening the windows to try to save them a little bit. I was having those farts that smell like literally a skunk.
Are you really serious?
Yeah.
What'd you eat?
You don't get the skunk farts?
Oh, I told you that when Billy was here. I had to.
Well, remember I was talking about my eyes being a little on the small side, and now my face got a little bigger,
Right.
so now my eyes look like they're more
you got
closer
a
together.
little extra real estate down the sides.
In the center of my head. And
Cyclops, Opie.
But like I said, I'm going to take care of that with some loops in Central Park with my baggy jeans with my right leg tucked into my sock so I don't,
Is your
get
wallet in
caught.
the other sock?
Huh?
Is your wallet like old school with the wallet in the sock?
I've done that.
Oh, yeah.
I've done that because then I want to go and get like some kind of healthy
Massage?
vegetable juice after I'm done. We live different lives.
Normal people shit.
But anyway, I'm back to juicing a little bit, and I think the system's not used to the kale smoothies right now, so I'm blasting out vegetable farts that smell like a skunk.
Cow farting. You're cow farting. Full methane.
Yeah.
What are you, bro? You're gonna fuck up the studio. You just ripped the Velcro off of our lounge shit. Oh, this place is an embarrassment.
It's our couch.
This place is a complete embarrassment.
I told you the time in the middle of the night I'm woken up cold because my wife goes, "Oh my God!"
No, really?
I farted in
sleep
the middle
fart?
of my sleep. I didn't know, and it woke her up, and that was her reaction.
Do we all sleep fart?
And then I woke up like, all dazed and confused. I didn't know what
Of
was
course, you
going
don't
on.
even know, you got your little eyes. You can't even open them because they're all surrounded by fat.
I was like, Jesus! Sorry. True story, though. So the St. Louis bagels.
Got it.
Are we talking Ruizing?
That's fucking Reasoning rejected
Ruizing-
under extreme prejudice.
Ruizing rejected under extreme
And their
prejudice.
shitty St. Paul sandwich.
Wow.
And it's a shame because you know what? You go to St. Louis, you have some great ass barbecue
Yeah.
and some really good soul food.
yeah.
But you let them white people over there, they are running amok,
No bueno.
fucking up shit.
Oh!
Ooh!
No, remember I was talking about my face, which is getting a little larger with the
little eyes.
the tiny eyes and stuff. I forgot. I also joined OpenFit.
What the fuck's that?
You
that a
should
fight
do
club?
this, and I'm not even joking. There.
Why? I'm skinnier than you.
What? We're gonna fight. Let's go.
Ah, that was funny.
Texting and driving isn't just a dangerous problem; it's deadly. Between 2012 and 2017, nearly 20,000 people died in crashes involving a distracted driver. And if your own safety isn't enough reason to stop driving while distracted, here's another one. It's also illegal. That's why cops are writing tickets to anyone caught texting while driving, and they're doing it to save lives. So remember, if you text while driving, you will get caught. You drive, you text, you pay. Getting fit and staying healthy always sounds easier said than done, right? We all know that. You can lose the commute to the gym and let the workouts come to you. This is really good, for real. OpenFit takes all of the complexity out of losing weight and getting fit. It's a brand new, super simple streaming service that allows you to work out from the comfort of your living room in as little as 10 minutes a day. You don't have to be at the gym for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. Mikey knows this. You know this, right? If you know what you're doing, if you work out for 10, 15 minutes, truly, you're going to get really good results like you were at a gym for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours.
Is that really true?
Yeah, it is really true, but you got to know what you're doing.
What do you have to do?
And then you're like getting rid of the commute to the gym as well, so you're gaining a whole bunch of time every day. OpenFit takes all of the complexity out. Yeah, all right, and it's only 10 minutes a day. Sorry. They have amazing trainers and classes, so you got an app and you're like, oh, hey, there's a yoga class. Hey, there's a little a little cardio action here, and you could pick a trainer in a class, and you're off and running, man.
And they're like they're on your phone working out?
Yeah, it's super simple. And you have access anywhere, anytime, view on your computer, web-enabled TV, tablet, smartphone, and Roku. Results you can see, lose up to 15 pounds in just the first 30 days if you do it right. I don't want to be the guy that's and then I have to hear you. If you do it right, you can lose 15 pounds in just 30 days. Flatten your abs, shape your body, and look and feel great. And you know what? It might even spread your eyes apart a little bit so your face looks more proportionate.
A little surgery there.
You're both looking at my eyes now. I told you.
Oh my God, you're like a cyclops.
Why are they moving to the center?
I could blind you with a spoon.
Oh my God.
Now he's all self-conscious.
Well, I was the one that brought it up, though. What the hell?
You did, but you wanted me to say no, Opie, but I was like, yeah. You're like, no.
It's like, it's like blowing up a balloon. Like if you
you draw a face on a balloon.
You ever draw a face on a balloon and then you start blowing up? That's how I feel like my head is.
Yeah. That's like my ex-wife had a tramp stamp, and by the time we got it, it looked like a war eagle. It was a butterfly like 10 years ago. Now it's
really
Mothra.
Now it's a dragon from Game of Thrones.
Now it's a family of fucking monarch butterflies immigrating through California.
Oh my God, what happened? Stupid tattoos.
Boo.
OpenFit has changed the way I work out. It's true. I'm just getting started. I'll have more to say about this in the coming weeks, but so far I do like it a lot.
Well, you don't even have to say nothing. I'll let you know if it's working or not.
Okay, OpenFit has changed the way I work out. And
when I say see your both eyes.
And with my code, Opie, O-P-I-E, you could join me on a fitness journey personalized just for you. Again, use the code Opie, O-P-I-E, and start using OpenFit for your journey to a healthier life. Right now, during the OpenFit 30-Day Challenge, our listeners get a special extended 30-day free trial membership to OpenFit, where you can lose up to 15 pounds in 30 days when you text Opie, O-P-I-E, to 303030. All right? You'll get full access to OpenFit, all the workouts, and nutrition information. That's right. Recipes and stuff.
I can give you those.
Nice. Yeah, but these are the healthy recipes and stuff. Totally free.
I was going to make hot dog casserole.
Again, just text Opie, O-P-I-E, to 303030. Thank you, OpenFit. I'm enjoying it so far.
Woo!
There you go. That's how we do it, huh? Hey, friends, we're here with Heidi King, the Deputy Administrator of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. NHTSA is working hard to combat texting while driving. Heidi, tell us more about the National Texting Enforcement Campaign. You drive, you text, you pay.
You Drive, You Text, You Pay is the national high-visibility enforcement and awareness campaign that supports law enforcement's amplified efforts to combat texting while driving.
Well, why is distracted driving so dangerous?
Because text messaging requires drivers to take their eyes off the road, their hands off the wheel, and their mind off driving. It is perceived by many to be the most dangerous distraction on our roadways. Please join the conversation about the consequences of texting while driving by using and following the hashtag #JustDrive.
Thank you, Heidi. While April is National Distracted Driving Awareness Month, please resist the urge to drive distracted year-round. For more information, visit nhtsa.gov/distraction. That's NHTSA.gov/distraction.
OpieRadio.
Oh, by the way, also, this is one of those podcasts where we're kind of mopping up on a whole bunch of things. People on the Facebook group, Carl,
That's good, cute girls talking to me. What were you saying?
Well, that's obviously way more important than this horse shit. On the Facebook group, OpieRadio Podcast,
the Pod Squad.
they wanted me to tell you,
Okay.
Family stories and stuff. We're not doing family stories today, although my brother's coming on real soon
Oh, I can't wait.
with his angle on the family stories.
And he's a twin, right?
No, it's I'm like Irish twins with my brother.
Okay.
Because we're barely a year apart.
Got it.
Barely.
Jesus Christ.
We're like
TV.
just over a year apart. Just over a year. So anyway, the Facebook group, they're like, if you're telling family stories, you got to tell Carl how you took your lunch to school in a cement bag.
Wait, what?
This is a true story.
Do you know how big a fucking cement bag is?
Well, that's what I wanted to say here. So
Wait a second, Opie. Wait a second.
you need to breathe?
I need.
You need a moment?
What the fuck was going on at that house?
Well, we had 7, 8, or 9 kids, and we had a bag. We took a bag lunch to school.
Walk me slow. Talk to me slowly like you're crazy.
My mom would not spend extra money on anything. So like the fortunate families that had the small paper bags for their lunch.
Yeah, like America, you.
I call them the fortunate ones.
Yeah, Americans.
My mom, to save any money she possibly could, she never got the small paper bags for our lunches.
Why do you have children? They should have lived in a cave like those Chinese people in China.
I told you why. She blamed it on the church. But anyway, so to save at that point, pennies, cents.
Back then, I think they were free, bro. I don't even know if that was money back then.
We didn't have them in the house, so whatever bag she could find, she put our lunch in.
But did you have all 7 lunches in that concrete bag? Because concrete bags are giant.
No, well, from the rock walls and all the cement, we had a lot of concrete bags, and my mom saved everything too. So they were saved and they were stacking up. They weren't the go-to bag, but when we ran out of any other bag that could possibly work, at times, not every day. I mean, these listeners have turned it into every day, but at times, our lunch would end up in a cement bag, and you would have to dust off the apple a little bit. True story.
Oh my God!
And the apple had to have one bruise in it because those were,
I gotta tell you,
those apples were.
They should have locked her up. I swear, if I was next to your house, I'd be on my giant 1989 cordless phone with the antenna hitting the wall, just die fisting you. They would come and tase her through the door.
She went away. It was told to us that she was on vacation.
Oh, and they put her in the fucking loony barn?
She went on vacation every once in a while.
Oh, no shit.
Just to get away from the family. That's what it was told to us.
No shit, she went on vacation, huh?
A couple of vacations.
What did you guys do without her? Did you take normal showers? And
Oh my God, we didn't know what to do with ourselves.
Oh my God, you must have been like fucking the feral cats just running around the house.
We all took
Your brother just smoking and fucking and fucking. Sucking his own dick in the hallway. He's not even hiding anymore.
No,
the twins are hugging and crying and just dancing around because they get to have hot water.
No lukewarm baths
No
for anybody.
lukewarm. I'm like, I don't have to fucking bathe in Opie's piss and farts.
I wasn't hiding money in the wall anymore.
Oh, you took the money out of the wall. Hey, kids, we're all gonna eat bread today. Yeah.
I would go to my brother, look at this, and I would just throw my sneakers in the middle of my room like, ha! Look what I just did.
I got shoes.
Well, if we left sneakers in the middle of our room, our whole bedroom would be on the driveway. But that's a story for another time.
Bro, I don't know how you
That's
made
all it took.
That's it.
That's all it took. I mean, she was always like, clean up this goddamn mess.
And all it was like the 3 things you owned. It was like a thimble, a cutout from a magazine of other kids playing, and your one sneaker that you share with your brother. Clean up your room. You go there. He's got little Mr. Bojangles in a cigar box. Gotta go away now.
And then all it took, I guess, was sneakers that were in the middle of your bedroom, and that's all. And then you would come home from school to see everything you kind of loved as a 12-year-old, huh?
Your hair looks good. I see you found your shampoo.
Tell this heart-wrenching story, and he goes to my hair.
It's so uncomfortable. I have to change this. Like,
is that what that?
Yeah, that's
to
what
me. I laugh. I don't care anymore.
I know, but I'm not. I'm like that. I just go through in my mind. I'm like, this guy lived in a fucking concentration camp.
Yeah, well, you know, a little trauma doesn't.
Like
a little trauma.
At 12 years
adds
old,
character.
they would have put you in jail. You'd be like, sweet didnt. Is that a winder?
a winder. Anyway,
Breeze coming in through the winder.
but anyway, yes. Every once in a while, lunch would be in a cement bag.
Jesus, Opie.
But I
I
mean,
mean,
it
how
was,
big those bags are, and every time you touch them, like a little cloud of cement dust comes out of them.
you would because there was a plastic. It was a paper like type
With a plastic diaphragm, yeah.
yeah, plastic inside.
So
but
she was taking the plastic out.
I guess you.
That's work, man. That bag is glued in there.
No, I don't think she did. Because I truly remember, this is not
It had like the
bullshit,
brand on it. It
that
said
we would
cement.
have some cement powder on the apples. Not a lot, but you'd have to dust it off. And
You're eating cement.
And then you would have to eat around the bruise because, you know.
Oh, my God. Your face. You look like one of those fucking emergency workers in September 11th.
You got the EMT going, oh, my God, we got another victim.
Oh, we found one. Oh, it's just Opie eating an apple.
No, man, it's just my lunch in a cement bag.
Just a lunch. Yeah, I wasn't part of a building collapse. I'm good. Oh, my God, Opie.
Were you hiding under a car? No, I opened up my cement bag.
Having my cement bag lunch and dusted off the apple that I bought old from the store.
Right. Because nothing more humiliating than, you know,
Even the worm left the apple.
breaking out your cement bag in front of everybody in the lunch hall.
No wonder you didn't get any girls till you're like 20.
And then, actually, the one she used was the Wallbaum's shopping bags, because all our groceries came that way.
Right.
And then we all figured out quick how to fold that shit up to make it look almost normal size.
Oh my God, you're doing fucking poor people origami.
Yeah, she would put all the bags on the counter, and they would be giant Wallbaum bags. My lunch consisted of a bruised apple, because the fruit was cheaper if it had a bruise on it. So every apple that fell on the floor, most supermarkets would throw it away.
Right, because
nowadays they would throw it away because
they're feeding humans.
They would look bad. But
Right.
but back in the day, there was a bin that basically said that these apples are bruised, so they're half price or whatever. My mom fucking dug in.
Are there any?
She dug
Are there any ones with shit on them?
She dug in, and then she also got the cans without the labels with the dent in it.
So she got mystery cans.
Do you remember mystery cans?
Yeah, I
Anybody
know
else?
mystery cans. Yeah,
So they were.
we use them on grocery games all the time. Like it's like a.
but
it's
this
like
was a
game.
real thing. I haven't seen that in decades. But
No, there
basically,
used to be the big bins full of mystery cans.
and it was like 3 for $1 or something. I don't remember. And
Right. The problem with dents now is I think it was in 1990. No. Yeah, it was not too long ago. 1999 or maybe 2000. If it made a federal law, you can't sell a dented can because what they figured out was if there's any breach of atmosphere from the outside going inside the atmosphere of the can, it creates botulism.
Wow. And also,
Literally the Black Plague.
and also pieces of the metal that is dented is now in the food inside. I would assume.
Well, not
You would get some kind of flakes of the metal inside, I would think.
not
if there's a
really. If you
dent.
see they're lined, and it's
Yeah,
the way
all
that
right.
they're made. You wouldn't get the metal, but even worse than that, you get air in it, you'll get botulism.
Well, that explains a few things. So people,
Twins foaming at the mouth watching TV.
and then our go-to. Oh, I want to explain this on the podcast before Billy Corben showed up. We were talking about the peanut allergies and stuff. And what annoys me, being a parent of 2 kids and having to make lunches for them every day, is the fact they took peanut butter out of the game. You know how easy it is to go, here's your peanut butter and jelly sandwich where you don't know what else to give them for lunch?
Well, what
and you're
happens
not
then-
allowed to do that anymore because of the one kid in there that might blow up like a Macy's Thanksgiving Day
And let me tell you something that's disturbing. I was talking to a mom, a very bad one. You know what I mean? Like one of these super rich. And she started telling her daughter that she was allergic to certain things so that she wouldn't get fat. Real fucking life.
Wow.
Real life.
Carl's got a bad mic.
And the little kid's like 6, and the kid thinks that she can't eat anything because the mother doesn't want her to get fat because the last year she had a pool party and they took a group picture with her friends and she was one of the chubbiest.
Wow, that's a real thing.
Real fucking thing, bro.
Dude, you got a shitty mic, by the way.
Cool.
Yeah, it's gonna drive Joey nuts. It's crapping out. All right, yeah, I'm gonna just switch mics. Take
God.
that one.
Turn it off then.
I don't know if. Wait, no, I can't.
Turn it off, please.
Yeah, I gotta stop the thing.
Thank you.
Bye.
This is going too well, but
Yeah.
oh, yeah, we could do that. All right.
Who's touching what?
Yeah, I think you're making things worse.
Is this
Wouldn't
Mikey?
it have been the cord?
Leave it alone, Mike.
All right. All right, Joey, do an edit.
No.
Because this is exactly. I want people to really know what the fuck is going on
Yes,
here.
yes.
I'm a whistleblower.
I don't know if you fixed the situation
Jesus.
with what you just did.
One,
Don't
two,
stop
three,
anything.
four.
It
Boo, 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 boo.
makes- Mike is back. Can you tell?
Yes.
What? No, here we go.
Keep your fat hands off of it.
I'll deal with that. Anyway.
Joey.
Oh, so the people.
I can hear Jerry. Come on. Fuck. Come on, guys.
He gets the last laugh because he can do whatever he wants.
Dude, talking about Joey, his new album's good.
It's excellent. Go
I
to
really enjoy
Spotify and get it.
What's the name of the album?
The soundtrack in my
Mike,
head.
get all the info, please. Anyway, so
Joey, tell us the name of the album. I really enjoy it. I like song number 7. I can't remember the name of it.
Wow,
It's really
Sleight of Heart.
for real,
Yeah,
track
I
7?
downloaded it.
Oh, very good.
It's like normal music with instruments.
He's incredible.
There's no song about I'm on a jet.
Joey Salvia is incredibly talented.
Thank you.
We're fortunate to have him as part of this podcast.
Thank you.
But anyway,
Great
so
voice.
speaking of peanut butter and jelly, the other part of my lunch was the bruised apple. Sometimes, I'm not overselling it, every once in a while in a cement bag because the other bags were gone.
What the
Because she would pick whatever bags she could find to put our lunch in. And then we went Pepperidge Farm bread, thin sliced.
That's
I don't know why this is a thing. To this day, if I see a thin sliced piece of bread, it'll set me off.
set it off to the left, y'all.
And jelly will soak right through that. So now your peanut butter and jelly sandwich was just a jelly sticky mess.
And did she make these in the morning?
Yeah, that was pretty much almost the only thing we brought to school.
So you ate PB&J, which isn't bad. They're pretty delicious. But you got to get tired of even peanut butter and jelly. You'll get tired of.
Well, I love peanut butter and jelly to this day, but
But when you saw like a kid eating a ham sandwich, didn't you be like, man, I wish I would have had a little.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, but I self-diagnosed myself and thought I was allergic to peanuts because I sneeze at times. So this is a true story.
Stop! It's not better than that. You can't say anything better than that. I mean, it's impossible for you to say anything better than what you just said.
But this is a true story. So I self-diagnosed myself trying to figure out what I was allergic
Because
to.
you had a little sneezy poo.
So I was convinced that it was shellfish. So it was shrimp and clams. And I was convinced. Way to go, Mike. Please distract Carl in the middle of a story. That's perfect.
You know Carl's stupid already.
Right. You show Carl a shiny object, he's gonna go for
Like a
it.
barracuda.
One of the smartest guys I know, but a shiny object will fuck him up.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so I self-diagnosed myself. I thought it was shrimp and clams and peanuts. So out of nowhere, I didn't eat those things for 10 years.
Are you fucking serious? I got one better.
And hold on, but the other side of that, I finally went to an allergist when I got money. I took care of my teeth. That's on a past episode. Got rid of all the shitty fillings and put white fillings in, so you can't even tell I ever had a cavity. I'm still thinking of maybe fixing my crooked teeth, but I went to an allergist, and I'm like, yeah, I'm allergic to peanuts and clams and shrimp, and they do the test, and the guy goes, no, you idiot, you're not allergic to those things.
Oh my
I
God.
went home after 10 years and just crushed the peanut butter.
Did you really?
Yes.
Do you like smooth or do you like chunky?
You're gonna laugh at me. I like peanut butter without a lot of sugar in it. To be honest with you, like Peter Pan and all that, it disgusts me. I like the natural peanut butters. Is that bad?
Yep.
Is it really?
Yes.
Why does everything have to be sweet and over the top?
Because
you get the
people
sweetness.
died for our freedom.
No.
That's what we eat here. That's how we're back-to-back World War
But you
champions.
get the sweetness with the strawberry rhubarb jam.
Wait, the what? What? You fucking suck. Giant balls.
And
Strawberry rhubarb jam?
And by the way, the mic crapped out, so it's official. Mike did not fix the problem. No, we're not fixing anything. Every time it happens, I'm just gonna. We're not moving wires. No, you get the sweetness out of the jellies and the jams. So
Welcome back, Mike.
it's all right, Mike.
It's all right, Mike.
Don't you have a girlfriend to go pee on, for Christ's sakes?
Mike is
Are
upset.
you pouting now?
Mike is pouting.
He's pouting. He keeps pointing like, no, I can fix it.
He's pointing at it, crossing his arms. You know, he has a gun, though, bro.
I understand, but let the record show I don't want him to fix it because I want to see it pouting. Yes, he folded his arms.
He did fold his arms.
He's a tough guy. He works for the NYPD, and he's folding his arms.
He totally folded his arms.
He's folded his arms and pouting.
And standing up and sitting down and standing up and moving the pillows.
Too late anyway.
Methy Mike.
Mike, you're competent, and I could fix this in a second, but I don't want to because now it's part of the podcast.
Boo, boo, boo.
No. So I don't like the sweetness of peanut butter because you get that with the jam and jelly. I think as a food guy, you would understand that part of this.
Yeah, no.
Because the natural peanut butters are much tastier than the Peter Pan and all that horse shit.
Shut up, Opie. No way. You're trying to talk to me about peanut butter. Cheap peanut butter. It's just
No, it's not cheap. It's actually more expensive.
That's what I'm saying. I said, listen, you have to defend the Americana of certain.
Where you have the oil on top and you got to mix the whole thing yourself.
You have to defend the American. I remember when Whole Foods first opened.
Yeah.
My friend couldn't wait to take me there because they made their own peanut butter. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
They used to make their own peanut butter.
Yeah.
Now they don't because the minute they put peanuts in it, 4 of those fucking rich kids would just die in the vegetable section
Right.
from the peanut dust.
Right.
Oh, we built such weak people now. But
Well, what is that about? They're starting to say that's because we clean our hands too much.
who said that?
I don't know. I read it somewhere.
That doesn't sound right.
Look it up, Mike. Supposedly, why peanut allergies now or nowadays? And I think it has something that we're too clean now.
Yeah. And plus people, women now are having kids at 60, so the kids like fucking. I mean, remember, like kids used to be born when the women were in their prime to have kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
And now they're not even vaccinating their kids.
right. 'Cause
That's
they think
getting
that
out of
the vaccine's
hand.
going to make people crazy.
We're bringing back diseases that are gone.
Oh, yeah, I know.
We crushed them. Why taking the chance of bringing them back? What do you got, Mike, on the peanut allergy?
Yeah, we have done such a good job of eliminating the threats that the immune system is supposed to manage. It's looking for something to do. That's
There you
from
go.
the CEO of a food allergy.
King
Immune system is bored.
Our immune system is just wandering around Twitter.
Yeah. Boo, peanuts suck.
You want to hear about some more mopping up? This is a mopping up episode.
What's mopping up mean?
There's a bunch of things that I wrote down and that you told me, and
we're
I got a
cleaning
list.
house.
I got a list. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Did you hear about the time that I had Greg Brady's leftovers?
No, Opie.
Or the time that I was invited to Quentin Tarantino's movie night?
No.
Which one you want to hear?
Howard when that was going on.
Which one you want to hear?
Oh, this girl's so cute. You're going to like this girl. Huh? She just wanted me to know her schedule. You got it, honey. Continue, Opie. What are we talking about? Good old Quentin Brady?
Quentin Brady. That'd be a good name for a kid, man.
Yeah, Quentin Brady sounds good. All right, so if you don't mind,
Yeah.
I want to hear about Quentin first.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
That's a basic one. When you do a big time radio show, you have a lot of big fucking celebrities that come in.
A-listers. You've had them all.
And you start feeling it. And Quentin Tarantino came in, and we're talking about movies, and it turns out he has a movie night, and he's explaining how every Tuesday, whatever, he invites his friends over to his theater in his house, and they make and they make a whole bunch of food, and they set it up just right, and they pick like themes, and are we gonna do foreign films this week? Are we gonna do spaghetti westerns? Are we gonna do comedies? But he finds these movies that most people haven't typically seen before,
Right.
And he's describing this whole thing. I'm like, wow, that sounds really good. And then he's like, hey, old man, next time you're out in L.A., you got to come by for a movie night. And
Perfect.
I'm feeling like, can you imagine going to Quentin Tarantino's house for movie night?
It sounds boring to me, but yeah, awesome.
How would that be boring?
Well, because he looks like a creep.
That's what would make it amazing.
Okay, for you.
That would make it amazing,
I would like
right?
to go to Julio Iglesias' house.
That's stupid.
Talk about girls in the 70s.
That's stupid because Quentin Tarantino is a weirdo. I think he likes feet. That doesn't make him a weirdo. I personally don't give a fuck.
He made one of my favorite movies.
Which one?
Reservoir Dogs.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely an amazing movie. And just imagine the characters he would invite over for movie night, right?
That'd be
How
cool.
would you not want to do this? So
I'm on the fence.
So what happens when you're on a big radio show and you got these celebrities and you start
We get it, Opie. You're a fucking giant. We get it.
used to. And you start thinking though that you're going to have a relationship with these people because you're relating in the time they're on the air.
Right.
And then you find out they're full of fucking shit.
Well, that's why they are who they are.
Yeah, they just want to promote. They want to make believe they give a shit about you. They make believe they actually listen to your show and all that. And I realized, like, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to Quentin Tarantino's house for a movie night. Interview ends. We take our pictures. Now I'm thinking, here comes the number. And there goes Quentin walking down the hall.
No way.
No numbers exchanged. So no way to get a hold of him to go to movie night in L.A.
You were never supposed to be at a movie night.
Well, no, but he played that bullshit on the air. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to go one further.
I'm not here to say that. It was never going to happen.
I'm going to go one further.
Yeah,
I say there is no such thing as movie night. I think it's just like a little bit that he does.
that he does to relate and
Right.
and because then it made me try harder
I
to
bet
promote.
you he's like most people in that position.
Yeah,
I know people of that level of thinking and they're usually like Howard Hughes people. They're just locked in a house. So he would make up a story about having all these friends and stuff. I bet you he's locked in his house watching spaghetti western movies by himself doing drugs.
wow,
That's why that never went anywhere because it actually didn't exist.
wow.
I'm passing a ruling.
Well,
I've spoken.
but every once in a while, I would hang out with a celebrity. Bob Saget. Every time he comes to New York, he invites me to dinner or lunch, and we do that from time to time.
Bob Saget's really funny.
Bob Saget's awesome to hang out with. And you want to hang out with someone that is ridiculously famous, it's Bob Saget.
Everybody knows him
We,
from that video show.
but I think he likes walking down the streets in New York just so I could see this shit. Like, wow. Like, I might get recognized once a day. He gets recognized every step he takes in New York. Every step.
You know, Opie used to get mad at Sirius when we'd come down. People would know who I was and wasn't it. He would literally, he'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Wait, when? What?
When we were doing Sirius XM, I remember one time we came on the corporate and someone was like, "Oh, that cute, you're fighting Food Network." You're like, "Oh, ew!" Like his family was like, "This is so stupid."
There goes your mic again.
Oh, sorry, Joey.
Stop moving.
Sorry, bro. I didn't know we were doing
Stop
a fucking
moving.
podcast live from Chechnya.
But there was a time that I got the invite to hang out with Greg Brady in L.A., and it went down.
You hung out with him.
It went down. We exchanged numbers. He was on the show. He's like, next time you come to L.A.
That guy's barely famous now. Isn't that crazy? Like most people
He was-
half our age don't know who the fuck that is.
Greg Brady, when we were growing up,
Was larger than life.
there weren't many people that were more famous than
Easily.
the gang from the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Not many.
No.
A couple athletes, maybe, a couple movie stars.
If that.
Maybe not even the movie stars if you think about it.
No.
Because what you forget about movies is you would see the movie and then you would have to wait a year or two to maybe see it on TV again.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So, but the people on your TV you saw every day at the exact same time, and you got in the habit of watching these people over and over
I
again.
remember that. All of America watched the same movies.
Right.
I mean, the same TV shows.
Yeah.
It's like 3 channels. Like
Yeah.
either you're watching the Brady Bunch or you're watching ant races on your fucking TV.
So we hung out a bunch over the years, and I went out to L.A. and Greg Brady Greg Brady goes, call me, next time you're in L.A. My good friend Jay just moved to L.A. from New York when I was in L.A. It was after I got fired for the Sex for Sam thing. So I was helping Jay move in and stuff, and then I'm like, hey man, you want to hang out with Greg Brady? I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like showing my feathers a little bit and bragging, It's like, fuck yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. 'Cause he's a civilian. He doesn't get to see this shit. So I called Greg Brady. He answers. I'm like, hey, man, I'm in L.A. What are you doing? You said, next time I'm in L.A. to call and, we'd hang out or maybe get dinner or something. It was so obvious that he didn't want to hang out. Like he was busy. I know it now because I'll explain in a second. I got something for you.
Okay.
So But I didn't read the signs. I'm just thinking I want to show off to my friend, my good friend Jay, pretty much my best friend, even though he lives in L.A. We don't get to hang out as much. But so I'm like, yeah, man, but we're here. I'm leaving like tomorrow or in 2 days. I'm pushing this. Like, look, we have to hang out.
Right.
You know, I was basically saying you have no choice. It needs to be said that I believe he just had a baby.
Oh, Jesus.
And now that I have kids, I understand.
I know.
You don't want any visitors when you have a baby, right? So he begrudgingly gives me his address. And Jay, my friend's like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a good idea. I'm like, it's a great idea, man.
We're going to
This is
go to
gonna be
Greg Brady's house.
We're going to hang out at Greg Brady's house. Don't you want to see Greg Brady's house? So we go, it's Beverly Hills, up in the literal hills.
Nice house.
We're driving up this road, and I'm looking at the address, and as you get higher in Beverly Hills,
I know exactly where you are.
the houses get ridiculous. They're beautiful and unbelievable on ground level, but as you're going up the mountain,
The architecture up there is really cool.
So we go. All
The houses are inside out. Like the nice part of the house is facing the outside.
Yeah.
And then the front door just looks like a garage.
Yeah. So we get to the top, and I'm like, wow, that fucking Brady Bunch money must be unbelievable. Long story short, he lived up there because of his wife at the time. They're no longer with each other. She was in international banking. Oh. Yeah, he didn't have the money. She did. But stupid me, I'm thinking because it's Greg Brady from the Brady Bunch. My God, I guess every kid got a house in Beverly Hills at the top of the mountain, right? So then we ring the bell. I'm all excited. And you know, they finally let us in. And right away, I'm like, oh, wow, maybe this wasn't a good idea.
No shit.
I could feel it. There's a maid there. His wife is being nice, but you could tell she's like, what the fuck, Greg? You know, we got a newborn and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I'm going to pick up the story with an eyewitness account from Jay because I asked him for it.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, this is going to be awesome.
Yes. So that's the setup. I talked my way into having dinner at Greg Brady's house with my friend because I wanted to show off a little. I'm here to tell you that's exactly what I was trying to do.
Perfect.
Because the next time Greg Brady was in New York, we would go out and just have fun, which we did a few times over the years. All right, so my friend Jay, I asked him for a summary of the day. I go, do you remember this day, right? Can you write something up for me? He goes, dude. And then he writes this. On the way over to Barry's house, his real name's Barry Williams, Greg Brady's house, you said we were expected by him. And it was going to be a night with grilled steaks, great red wine, and cigars. I do remember.
Sound like such a piece of shit. Ew, I just got the douche chills. Oh, I can't. I don't know if I can hear the rest of the story. I'm cringing. I'm fucking cringing. Oh, were you wearing like jams and like fucking? What were you wearing when you said that?
To be honest with you.
Did you have an ascot on?
Jay continues with his eyewitness account. You described the real cool guy's night of red meat, alcohol, and smoking. And then he writes, what actually happened was, what happened?
What happened?
And he writes actually in capital letters.
Oh, boy.
He wants to set the record straight after all these years because this is like around 2002, 2003, somewhere around there. We were not expected. Matter of fact, I didn't know we were not expected. Like, I know now, and that's how he set this story up. I got to say, the entire time, I'm thinking this is going to just rock.
Yeah, steaks, cigars, and fine wine.
I remember.
Fucking boo.
I remember he wasn't seeing it my way on the phone, but I'm like, that's just a technicality. This is going to be great.
Right.
He'll understand how great this is when it starts. So anyway, Jay writes, we were not expected. In fact, our visit was a surprise to Barry, his wife, and baby. In capital letters.
My God.
I knew we were in trouble when his wife's voice came over the speaker at the front gate, and it took you way too long to tell her who you were and why you were there.
Oh my God.
Because I think I started panicking, going, "Holy fuck! I'm moments away from being in Greg Brady's fucking house." So I think I might have had a slight panic attack.
And you just started saying, like, I'm Opie from OpieRadio.
No. According to Jay, and I don't remember, but he has a very good memory. He's like, it took way too long. So I think I didn't say anything at first. And she had to be like, hello? Anyone there?
My
Hello?
God, bro.
And then Jay goes,
I'm so awkward right now.
dragging along a nondescript pal from L.A. didn't get the gate opened any sooner.
Oh, my God.
So the fact that I had to say I'm here with my friend Jay, that's what he's saying. Dragging along a nondescript pal from L.A. didn't get the gate opened any sooner. Because now the wife's like, who's...
Barry, who the fuck is these people?
Yeah. She's like, I understand Ron Howard wants to come in and say hi to you, but who's his friend?
That's really funny. That was really funny.
Thank you. I took a chance there. All right. Jay continues with his eyewitness description. We did not, I scream for the capital letters. You understand that. We did not have awesome grilled steaks as you promised. In fact, to feed us, they dug into the fridge, and the best they could do was to unearth 2 Tupperware containers of leftover pasta meals. One was with a red sauce, the other a white sauce with peas in it. Peas! He writes.
It's probably carbonara or some shit. Or Alfredo. Alfredo, like old school Alfredo.
No one wants peas in their pasta dish.
Oh, he doesn't.
Jay writes.
Easy, Jay.
And then he continues. You!
This is so embarrassing.
You and Barry.
And you're just doing backstrokes in the awkwardness. You just fucking, you love it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't care. I was just like, I'm going to take a peek at this house.
Right. Nice house, huh?
Brady Bunch memorabilia all over the place. It was awesome. Every episode I remember on VHS in the living room. It was cool. Anyway, you and Barry ended up splitting all the pasta with the tomato sauce, and I was left to eat the pasta with the peas.
And the wife didn't even eat with you guys?
I don't remember.
She definitely didn't. She wanted nothing to do with you.
I remember we were at a
losers.
long table, which I felt was really awkward too. Like, you see in movies?
Yeah.
Like,
This is awful.
where it's like, where the table's good for like 12 people, but
God.
now, like,
Oh, God.
all right. Let's see.
Please make it stop.
Let's face it. There is no way those 2 meals were cooked on the same night. So one had to be much older than the other. My guess, the pasta with peas was on the was on the tangent of fresh and spoiled. Yum.
Oh, this is awful.
Barry's wife was a real sport, in all honesty, but she clearly didn't expect or want any guests that day, but was very pleasant in hospital. After the meal, the 3 of us did have some drinks by his pool at the top of Bel Air. That was awesome. However, I was the designated driver, so I had to nurse 1 drink for hours while you and Barry shot the shit and poured freely.
You're the worst.
And poured freely.
Oh, my God.
I believe it was martinis. I do remember. It was a bit surreal getting advice about living in Los Angeles from Barry Williams my second day in L.A.
Wow.
So, I accomplished what I wanted.
Right.
My buddy works, real jobs. He's in L.A. On a transfer, leaving, New York, which he loves.
What's he do for a living?
He's out of work right now. So if you have a job, you could use.
You guys have. You could rekindle.
He's like in that accounting field. But anyway, he deals with inventories with big businesses and stuff, trying to figure out where they can save money.
Right.
That type of a gig. So yeah, he was getting advice from Barry Williams his second day in L.A. And in retrospect, he was accurate about everything. I should have listened to him. So there you go. That's how it went down.
Unbelievable.
And I was like,
Does he still have money, Barry?
I doubt it. I mean, like I said, his wife had all the money.
And they divorced?
Or a lot of the money, yeah. So he's going to come on the podcast, though, supposedly. I've lost touch with him a little bit, but a mutual friend that I've been in touch with says, Barry says hi, and he really wants to do the podcast. So hopefully so. We'll see.
Baranouch. We should go see where he lives now. Maybe he lives on the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, no kidding. So,
guy.
oh, God.
It's hard to keep up that life so much.
And then finally, baseball season obviously is, we're a week or 2 in at this point. You're a big baseball fan, Mikey? Really? You get excited early in the year when there's still 162 games, 160, 150. It's insane how many games they play.
Last week, opening day, I have the 3. I went to the Yankee game, came home, watched the DVR of the Met game, computer up, iPad up. I watch games every night.
Really?
Every night, yeah. Nonstop.
as kind of a background thing, or are you really focused?
I focus on the Yankee games, and then there'll be a background if Bryce Harper's playing or if there's another game. There's always baseball on. Always baseball on, and on my. I'll download the games, listen to games on the radio.
Really?
Yeah.
I grew up a huge Mets fan. No joke, huge. We watched every single game possible. But as I got older, I just lost interest.
Of course, because it's boring.
There's a lot of people out there that love it. But it leads me to something that's not boring, Carl Ruiz.
Sex.
Sex, that's right. At baseball games.
Yeah.
Here are some of the new disgusting ballpark foods from around the country that people are eating. What do you think about this?
I made a list of them. You know that?
Wait, you got a list of...
Oh, Showprep?
What do you mean? A list of foods at ballparks?
Yep.
What do you got?
Chicken funnel cake sandwich. The Arizona Diamondbacks.
Okay.
Awful.
Well, what's in it?
It's a funnel cake, like a chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
But instead of that, they mix the chicken and the waffles together.
Right.
And they make like a batter.
Right.
They put it in a deep fryer.
That sounds like it would be...
It's not going to be good.
Why?
And I'm going to explain to you when I'm done why things aren't going to be good.
Okay, go ahead.
Chicago, bagel buns with pulled pork in it. That's a Chinese thing. Houston Astros, Spam grilled cheese sandwich. The Sunrise, pull up the Sunrise dog, Kansas City Royals. That thing's a disaster.
What makes it a disaster, though?
Oh, my God.
What's in it?
It's got like chicken fingers in it or some shit. It's just awful.
Right.
It's just awful. But here's the problem with all these foods. The Miami South Beach dog for the Washington Nationals has some of the worst food ever. But here's what happens. They hire these chef consultants, right, to make this food for the stadiums. And about a week before opening day, I see all the PR companies I know their Twitter handles and and they start posting. You know, it's always like a girl like Mike's girlfriend, like, you know, like our fiance, right? You guys are still, everything's still good? Mm-hmm. That's not what I heard, but I'm just
he just wants to create problems. See, the difference between me and you're aware.
No. So what they do is the PR companies.
Yeah.
And Mike follows baseball, so I'm sure you see like a week before the PR companies do this all-out launch, and they try to show what their food courts are doing, right? So they'll show. It's always like the girl that like. They use like these Insight food and stuff, but it's always like an Asian, medium-sized Asian girl that's like, wow! You can see her whole eye and shit, and she's like, holy shit, and you're fucking, you know, and eating the fucking... So, I'm watching this stuff, and I know the reality. I know that your 6-foot Dodger dog with chicken fingers or whatever, it's a chef is making that one for all the food writers, right? You want to see...
Oh, so they're using their food to get a little PR.
Get a little PR. But
for the rest of the food.
Right. So have you ever, go on any food writers, sports writers.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, these dodo heads, they want to talk about food. They know nothing about, it's like talking to a doctor about fucking penmanship or fucking talking to a lawyer about ethics or, you know what I mean? It just doesn't, they don't know anything about food. So they bring in all these sports writers who literally live on a shoestring budget. If they didn't write sports, they couldn't go to these fucking games, right? And they sit them in these beautiful rooms with the PR companies from the sports teams and the PR companies that they hired, and they feed them all this stuff. And I'm listening to these sports writers talk about the most incredible hot dog I ever had. This fucking nobody's been eating ramen for 3 months in his apartment. Right? Go ahead.
Yeah, so the sports reporters, they go there and they get the free food at the end of the game. So they don't eat the whole game. They get the leftover food, but they bring in Darren Ravel, and Ravel, he'll tweet about it because they sent a nice picture. So it's Instagrammable, and then it's the Wisconsin Ultimate Fry. Crispy Kraft beer battered twisted fries, fried Sargento cheese curds, Sargento cheese curds, cheese sauce, chopped wood applewood smoked bacon. So they make it look Instagrammable, but then when you buy it at the game, it is a slop mess.
So let me explain to you what happens. So they bring in these chef consultants. I was one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they come in, not this season, but I've been doing it. And we do all the food. So we walk into these kitchens where you have these straight union cooks that are crazy. It's like the inmates running the asylum, right? You can't really fire anybody. and it's a third-party operator. So like a company like Mark or whatever, they run the kitchens. So I'll come in there, and they'll be like, I'll ask a simple question. Do you know where the guy has? Does someone have the key to the storage room? I got to change the oil in the fryers. All right. Where's the key? Oh, that's Darren. I'm like, where's Darren? He's like, I don't know. I ain't Darren. So that's how it starts in there, right? So you kind of you supersede all these people for a day, and you get the food writers in there, and you take the perfect beauty shot. You know, if you look at most of these pictures, of all the food, it's in empty stadiums, because they know that once that uniform, that umpire says play ball, these cooks go back to their witchcraft, sorcery, evil shit that they do back there. What I want somebody to do this year is eat one of those, take a picture of all these beauties, hold all these beauties, screen capture, and then midway through season, take a picture of that hot dog. It will have assholes, human assholes in it. It is awful. It's awful. But it's all PR. It has nothing to do with anything. You're still going to get the hot dog wrapped in aluminum foil. No one's going to serve you an open hot dog. Everybody's got a hairnets on it. You can't do anything like that.
Right.
I was at the Super Bowl in Minnesota, and they're like, dude, let me see your ticket. Holy shit. You are in the VIP whatever. I get up there. Yes, I was. You know what I mean? Lobster rolls. They tasted like glass, like crushed glass. Because at the end of the day, it's the same people doing this fancy shit. So it looked beautiful, but the oysters were the oysters that they used at the Super Bowl. You can buy shucked oysters from Cisco. Do you know how gross that is? So they're shucked, and then they wrap them in plastic in like these egg cartons. So then you open them up, and then what they would do is they're dry because there's no liquid to them, obviously, because the liquor.
So you got to rehydrate your oysters?
No, they would take tap water and salt and put a little bit on each oyster so it tasted like the ocean. You know how gross that is?
You're used to rehydrating oysters, aren't you, Carl?
Yep.
In between filling out Medicaid forms.
I've turned many a desert into an ocean. You piece of shit.
Hey, man, you admit you like them old.
I like them, man. I like them.
So it's a waste of time even talking about these foods because, like you said, they come up with something over the top just to promote the fact they have good food at their baseball games.
Right, and the people that are eating it are sports writers.
Right.
And listen, they might know a lot about stats and stuff, but just because of the sheer nature.
But aren't you going to eat if you go to a baseball game anyway? So I don't even know why you bother with this.
But this is why sports writers shouldn't write about TV. For you to write about food, just the sheer nature of being a sports writer, you can't go out a lot.
Right.
Literally, you have to be next to a TV. There's how many games is
162.
it? 162. And then it overlaps
Not counting
with
spring training.
And then how many games does that overlap with another sport? Always. All right. So there's always another 100 things, maybe another 20 games going on, right?
Right now we got baseball, basketball, and hockey.
Right. So you have when these things.
And we squeezed in a little college basketball too.
So this person's
all at the
eating,
same time.
So these sports writers are eating out of a microwave or a vending machine or something all the time. So I just roll my eyes and I'm like, the most incredible chicken finger hot dog. They're just happy they're eating something hot.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so all these people now, they listen to these guys and they go to the ball game. And remember, you got to pay before you eat. This isn't like fine dining where you eat before you pay.
Yeah.
Which all of a sudden this guy puts down $14, not even, $24 for a hot dog. For one of these stupid hot dogs, and
that's unbelievable.
He got robbed.
Yeah, and the sports writers are going to, buy it hook, line, and sinker and start writing about it immediately.
Immediately.
Right. So the foul poll, Texas Rangers, 2-pound chicken tender, waffle fries, dipping sauce. Horrible. What about the Pittsburgh cone?
The Pittsburgh cone is awful.
It's a kielbasa.
Yeah.
Pierogi, Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, and Russian dressing in a waffle cone. That, too, will get my gut a-gurgling.
Yeah, but that's also made on a Tuesday, and the game is on a Friday.
That would be a gurgling mess. All right.
I love everything in it, just separately.
Right, but it's all a scam is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Fritos pie corn dog.
Oh, stop.
Corn dog covered in Fritos corn chips, queso blanco, and Texas chili. No?
My buddy, You know, there's only a few people that do food well in stadiums. One of them, I was in Atlanta, and the Falcons Stadium, my buddies Fox Brothers, they have a thing there. But their menu's super limited. That's how they did it. And in Atlanta, they were able to do their own food service. So they smoke, and they do everything, and then they bring it to the stadium, which is fucking delicious. You got to see the line at Fox Brothers, because people quickly identify that's good food over there.
Yeah.
It's like you go to a Met game. Shake Shack, you can't get into it. The Shake Shack at Citi Field, you would think they were giving away fucking white babies there. It is unbelievable, the line, because they're just making good. If you look at the other hot hamburgers that you can get at stadium compared to Shake Shack, you'd cry. Just
you can't.
in that red and white aluminum foil, just wrapped up, just tired.
You said the Arizona Diamondbacks, they have a SI cover dog, I guess? 18-inch bratwurst with jalapeno apple coleslaw.
Wow.
Fried mac and cheese, barbecue, aioli.
Aioli.
I almost said it right. House-cured beer, pickles, and green onion.
Let me guess. That'll get your stomach a gurgle.
Trying to fall asleep and you have a squeaky door all night.
That's Ruh-roh.
Oh, the whales are communicating again.
That's funny. Oh, my God.
Anyway, that's about it.
Yeah, so people
you
should-
broke it down, though. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but I assume most people aren't going to the baseball games and actually eating this stuff.
But I'm saying, though, if a sports writer was smart, he would go mid-season and be like, you know what I mean? And the reason it bothers me, the only reason it bothers me is because, you know, I remember how much my father had to save
Yeah.
to take me to a game, right? Baseball is prohibitively expensive to be a fan of or to make your kid a fan. And that's why I think baseball's going to die. Because you got 100, how much is it, 12,000 games? 162 games. Say your kid's a baseball fan. You can only see them twice a year. If you're a normal working fucking person,
Twice.
I'm just saying.
I think honestly, I think that's pushing it for a lot of
it
families.
is pushing it. When I was a little kid,
You picked that one game.
I used to go to 10 games,
then-
12 games.
Easily.
I knew the usher
Right.
at the old Yankee Stadium when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Right? And I knew everybody. Hey, Carl. Hey, Jesse, my father, because we'd sit in the same section.
Right.
And it was fun. And we knew everybody around us. It was like going to a picnic.
Right.
Right? That was baseball, man. The old timer sitting next to you with the program and telling you what's going on. But now you got your fucking son on his phone. He sees something, because all the teams put it on their Twitter.
Right.
He sees this thing. Now you got to go fucking buy your kid a $24 hot dog because, you know, if the new way now is, you know, if no picture didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
So you're robbing these fucking people.
Yeah.
Instead of making it cheaper, they drum up a $24 hot dog, and now your kid's gonna want it. How can you? It's $300. You got two kids, $300, and that's if you got a free parking voucher. And it just disgusts me.
And
the
how
price
much
of
does it
baseball.
cost to actually make the $24 hot dog? Would you guess?
It's nothing.
Couple bucks tops, right?
Nothing.
So the profit margin on that is ridiculous.
The
How-
stadium prepays. That's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
There's already a deal. So say the Yankees tell Armark, this is how much we give you
Right.
for run the food service.
Right.
And then they take the rest. They don't care if nobody goes or somebody goes. It's already paid for. It's already worked into the ticket price. But you got baseball. You can't tailgate. You can't do nothing. At least tailgating. I know people that take their kids that they don't have the money, but they'll just take the kids tailgating.
Well, tailgating is amazing.
It's amazing, but I'm saying though, you still have that culture in football, right?
There were times
Baseball, what are you going to do? You're going to tailgate 100? How many home games are?
81.
81.
You just take the
Fucking
162 and you divide it by two.
I don't know division.
I was part of the
Calculus McClaukerson.
I was part of the Bills Mafia. And there were times when I went to Bills games up there in Buffalo that you almost didn't want to go into the game because you were having so
Right.
much fun in the parking lot.
Right.
Especially if the team isn't that great. You're like, we'll go in for the second half. The barbecue's good. We're throwing the football around,
Right.
fooling around here, drinking beers. So I get that part of it, but then you got the parking scam on top of it.
Oh, the parking scam is.
It's like, how do they figure out that? Look, I got a ticket for a baseball game, and now I gotta pay to park my car.
It's unbelievable.
This happened in our lifetime. I remember going to sporting events when I was
Ticket parking. It had the parking on it.
Yeah, it was part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, that would be $40 for parking. What?
But that's why
What,
they want to
excuse
pay.
me?
They want to pay a kid, $40 million. That's what you fucking get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're paying for this. There's only a couple people getting rich in baseball, and it ain't. And there's no fans. They're killing their own fan base.
Yeah.
You know what was good about a game was it was cheap and there was always one on.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, let's go catch a game. It was a nice Sunday or it was a nice Saturday. Let's go catch a game.
You didn't have to think about it.
No, we used to go take the subway. We'd be at Yankee Stadium. There's Dave Winfield. There's everybody. With the bleacher creatures, it costs us $8 to get in, and we're having the time of our life.
That's a great point because we're all going to a game. We're going to the Phillies game down there in Philly. And it's on the calendar as this big event thing.
Right.
And everyone's excited, obviously. We got younger kids.
because
and
the
stuff.
prices and stuff, it warrants it. It's
in
like a big thing.
But you're right. In the old days, like, what are we doing this week? Why don't we go to Mets game, Yankees game, Phillies game, wherever the hell you
Wherever
live.
you were, you would go catch a game.
And you didn't really think twice about it. And your parents, in general, could pretty much afford it and not thinking twice. Now it's like,
My father
you want to
bought
go to a
tickets for
game.
a scalper his whole life.
Yeah. You want to go to a game, you're like, you want to go to a baseball game, son?
I remember
You start having anxiety attacks because
20 years ago.
You're starting to think the price for the seats, the price for parking. We got to eat beforehand. We got to eat when we're there. Maybe a souvenir. You're like,
Bro, I remember Yankees. They used to have a thing called Bat Day. I was there. It was a free-for-all. You thought you were in a fucking movie. What, the Streets of Manhattan. What was the movie called with Daniel Day-Lewis? Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York,
Fucking
yeah.
people just lighting each other up with these little baseball bats.
They had to
But they used
figure
to have
that one
bobblehead day. That was awesome.
Right.
The Yankee hats. Say, they would do the St. Patrick's Rotary. And they would have the green Yankee hats. Like, it was a good fucking time. Posters all the time.
I would assume that the city of brotherly love ruined that for everybody else.
Philly ruins any kind of public gathering.
Because you give
Savages.
You give
a city of fucking savages.
give
I
them-
love it. I love Philly.
when you go to a sporting event in Philly and you give them anything for free, their first thought is, I have to throw this on the field. You can give them gold.
Don't throw it on the field.
There's no other thought. Throw it. When are we throwing our shit on the field?
Seventh inning stretch. All right, everybody, put that shit on the field.
Right. That's a good job there, Carl. You're 100% right on that.
Yeah. So and believe and I'm telling you because I'm Cuban and we're baseball fans.
Yeah.
So I look at it as my sport. It's gotten slower. It hasn't gotten faster. It's gotten too ruly, like too many fucking rules and weird shit. It's just it used to be a more fun game, and a lot of it has to do with affordability.
But they've also been saying that it's dying for years, and
They killed it themselves.
It's still thriving, though, for real. It really is still thriving.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of little kids playing baseball.
I'm not really watching anymore, and I'll go to that Phillies game in a month or two, and I'll be excited, and we'll have a good time. But it is definitely
It is pricey.
very, very different. All right. I think we did it, Carl.
That's it.
Ruiz, right?
We had fun, right?
Oh, by the way, so all these wacky foods at the ballparks, I would assume that's a Ruizing rejected?
I with extreme prejudice rejected. The prices. No one.
Wait, you gave two extreme rejected today.
Yeah. I'll
you
give you a
get-
third one. Chicago hot dogs. Ridiculous.
Why?
Because they're stupid.
Are they too big?
They put pickles on it. It's got the sesame bun. It just doesn't. I mean, a sesame poppy seed bun. Their magic trick is they dye the relish green with green food dye, and they put celery salt. And these mouth breathers are high fiving each other in Chicago like it's a big deal. Like every time I'm in Chicago, like, did you get a Chicago dog? I want to kill them with dental floss.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I like my hot dogs to look like your date's legs. Old and yeah, old and wrinkly.
You've been really picking on me today with the girls, huh? You've been really picking on me. You've really fucking laid into me today. All fucking old jokes the whole fucking time.
I tried that one out. It bombed a little.
It didn't bomb. I'm just angry. It actually was too good, too effective.
No, I like my hot dogs for real burnt.
Me too.
Burnt and
When they're griddled, I like them.
a little dried out. Not gonna lie to you, a little dried out.
Well, you probably put a lot of condiments on it, right? What do you put on it? Mustard?
I go mustard.
Yeah.
Not a lot. I love sauerkraut though.
Sauerkraut.
Little mustard. All right. I'm sorry I took too many shots at you today.
That's fine, buddy. I love you.
All right.
Sometimes I take
was
too
just
many
trying to have
shots at
fun.
you. I love you. You know I love you. We had fun. Mike is here, which is great.
Yep.
So Mike came to produce, which means sitting next to me, so I can't fucking be comfortable. Did you really look at this? Like, Opie, you know how important it is. Like, the whole time Billy Corben was here the other day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, we have a guest, so I don't get to sit like that. But you know how I like to sprawl out.
Yeah.
Mike sat next to me this whole podcast for no fucking reason and just stood up and sat down, I said, you have 162 game.
And he just kept staring at the Zoom.
And then he would get up and stare at it. So I see his nutsack in his sweatpants every 2 minutes. His giant nutsack just hanging there.
This is why I know I'm a sick person.
He finally admitted it.
Because I knew it'd be much more fun not fixing the technical problem.
Right.
Just to watch him pointing over and over again.
Well, he would keep him pointing.
With a shaky finger. Like, all you have to do is over the pen. Take that and then.
But you don't realize, like, I've been here for an hour and he sits like Secret Service close to me.
Right.
And I'm like, why?
Right.
I like, like when it's just me and you, I like to spread out on the couch. You know how I sit in here?
Yeah.
Impossible today.
Yeah.
I love Mike.
Really fast. One Ruizing approved.
Ruizing approved.
And as you think about it, the hats and the T-shirts are doing very well. Go to OpieRadio.com if you want to see one of those, get one of those Ruizing hats or T-shirts. One Ruizing approved before we get out of here.
One Ruizing approved.
And also, I'll promote the Facebook group. Join us. It's Opie Radio Podcast. Yes, Carl.
The Mexican pizza at Taco Bell.
I didn't even know they had
Yes.
such a
You
thing.
get a Taco Bell Mexican pizza. Ruizing approved. It's delicious.
What makes it so good?
It just has all the junk in the Taco Bell menu tapped onto one with the sour cream in the middle. Get the Taco Bell pizza.
Really?
It's one of the best fast food things you can eat. Ruizing approved.
Ruizing approved.
And I try to keep and just don't fucking at me on Twitter with why don't you do mom and pops, because this podcast isn't only for you, you fucking piece of shit. You know what I mean? This is America, so I try to pick stuff that everyone can
A
kind
little
of
more
enjoy.
mainstream, right?
Right.
I told you I used to go to Pizza Hut and order their spaghetti, right?
Yeah. Wrap it up, Joey.
I'll wrap it up.
True story.
Fuck you. That's
Hey, Carl, where are you going?
You fucking my dick went into my stomach.
Carl.
Oh no, goodbye.
Pizza Hut spaghetti. My God, Greg. By the way, Carl, I love the pizza at Taco Bell. I get it frequently, and I probably shouldn't do that. And also, folks, Carl's Restaurant's opening up soon. Follow it on Instagram, La Cubana NYC. It's the only Instagram account I follow that doesn't follow me back.
Hey, what happened?
Hey, go to OpieRadio.com for a Ruizing hat or some cool Opie t-shirts. And follow me on Spotify. Hey, Carl likes track number 7, which is called Sleight of Heart, and I appreciate that, my man. The name of the album on Spotify and pretty much all digital stores is The Soundtrack in My Head. I played all the instruments on it and wrote all the songs. And once again, leave a 5-star review at Apple Podcasts. Even write a comment or two, but be nice. If you're going to be a prick about it, at least leave 5 stars. I'm Joey Salvia for the Westwood One Podcast Network's Opie Radio. Hey, Mike, we still love you. Thanks for not fixing anything today. We appreciate that.
From the Westwood One Podcast Network.